This is Gayathri Nimmakayala, and I run a fashion line called Conscious Lemons, and that's inspiring Indian women as a on the Facebook group. And I'm constantly amazed by the inspiring women on there. And when Rashmi suggested there is one such opportunity to talk to one of the inspiring women, I jumped to the occasion and opportunity. And we have Ms. Arti Pandey with us here as our guest. Can we?
Hi, Gayathri. How are you?
Hi, yes. So our inspiring Indian woman today is Ms. Arti Pandey, who's a founder and a chief wellness officer of Folk Fitness Service Limited. And Arti has is on this great mission, again, a very inspiring mission to help 1 crore women free from PCOS by 2030. And I think with her very successful Facebook community of 35,000 people, she's doing a great job and helping so many families in this field with all her experience from wellness and fitness. Arti also is a fitness expert who has started her journey running her own fitness studios, and you also have a Limca Book of World Records as well. So
Yeah.
it's such a great opportunity to chat with you today, Arti.
Thank you, Gayathri.
Yeah. So, do you want to start off on giving us a little bit of introduction on what you do and enlightening us on the issue?
Sure. So, hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Gayathri, for that introduction. Thank you, Rashmi, for having this beautiful community and getting all the inspiring women together who are inspiring each other every single day. I'm Arti Pandey. I'm the founder of Folk Fitness on a mission to give freedom from PCOS. But enough about me. Today, it's all about you, answering all your questions and queries that you would have about hormonal imbalance or PCOS, or is PCOS? What is PCOS? What are the symptoms? What are the side effects of allopathy? And can you reverse PCOS naturally? So I would like to share a quick deck.
That's how she's done it. Look, this is the top left.
Would I request all the participants to be on mute, please? Gayathri, is this visible, my deck?
I have, yes, we can, yeah, I can see that.
Lovely. So let's understand what is PCOS in a very, very simple language, right? Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. Poly means many, cystic means cyst looking like, ovarian means inside the ovary, and syndrome means a constellation of symptoms. It's very important for us to understand these symptoms, right? So let's first understand our reproductive system. That is what makes us unique and different from the male, right? That's our fallopian tube. That's the ovaries where all the production of our hormones happen. That's the uterus, and that's the vagina. Now, our ovaries contain the lifetime supply of our eggs, and these eggs are immatured and they are stored in follicles. Now, what should happen every single month in a normal scenario? A free egg is released. It goes to the fallopian tube, and two things happen in a body. If you're planning to conceive, your egg will get fertilized and voila, you'll get pregnant. If not, you must get your menstrual period every single month in a cycle of 28 to 35 days. Now, what happens in case of PCOS? You see on the right-hand side, these are polycystic ovaries. You could have these cysts over the ovaries, and on the left-hand side is normal ovaries. This happens because some of the follicles, they do not mature and they remain as cyst on the ovaries, which means that this happens due to the hormonal imbalance in our body. The male hormones are more and the female hormones are less. And this condition is known as polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, over the years, women have thought that, all right, if I have cyst in my ovaries, then I have PCOS. If I don't have cyst, I don't have PCOS. That's not true. Remember the S that stands for a constellation of symptoms. So, what are these symptoms that we women must look in us to understand our body better? Number one, sudden weight gain. Are you facing suddenly a lot of weight gain? You think that you're doing a lot of exercise, you think you're eating right, but this stubborn weight is not reducing. Are you someone who has a lot of acne on the face? Now, our skin is the reflection of what's happening within our body. Going to a dermat or popping pills or doing a lot of facial is not the solution, because the root cause of these acnes are hormonal imbalance in our body. Irregular or missed periods, which means if you're getting your periods within the cycle of 28 to 35 days, fantastic. But if you're not getting it in this cycle, it's a matter of concern. Are you getting your periods less than 3 days or more than 7 days? It's a matter of concern. What is the flow of your menstrual cycle? These are the things that one must definitely observe in one's body. That leads to depression, irritability, mood swings. Also, do you know that 1 out of every 5 women today is suffering from PCOS, which leads to difficulty in conceiving? And of course, the facial hair growth, skin tags, skin pigmentation are all the symptoms one has when they have PCOS. I understand it's lockdown, we are not able to go out, and that's why, along with our panel of experts, I have specially curated a 2 minutes assessment test for all of you. I would request the admin to please share it with everyone who's listening to us today. Please take this 2 minutes test, ladies, and if your score is 5 and above, that means you're most likely to have hormonal imbalance and it's time for you to take charge of your health. If your score is less than 5, fantastic, you're doing fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing. However, if your score is less than 5, but you have irregular or missed periods, it's a matter of concern. Do take charge of your health. Now, as I told you, 1 in every 5 women today is suffering from PCOS, and that's why it's like silent epidemic. And I really want to thank Rashmi for educating these inspiring women about it, because what's lacking today is awareness about these symptoms. Because if you have hair fall or if you have acne, you run to a dermat or you do some external treatments, but people are not able to understand that these symptoms are thrown by our body, showing us that you have hormonal imbalance in our body. Now, all right, Arti, there are little acne, little weight gain. I already have 2 kids. So how does it really matter? Why it matters, ladies? Because this is a series of things your body will go through if you have PCOS. Fatigued, you'll always feel tired. Even if you've slept for 8 hours, you'll wake up tired and feeling lethargic. Please understand and read your body. Sleep apnea. Women with PCOS have sleep apnea, which means you have difficulty going off to sleep. You are struggling to get into that sleep. If you sleep for 8 hours, you still wake up tired, you feel breathlessness, you have frequent visits to washroom, and so much more. Type 2 diabetes. Do you know that a common link between PCOS and diabetes is insulin? And in PCOS, your body becomes insulin resistant, and that makes you 80% more prone to having type 2 diabetes, which is a multi organ failure disorder. Infertility, I've already covered this. Heart problems. Do you know that women with PCOS have 72% more risk, more prone to heart attacks and heart strokes? And endometrial cancer. If you're not getting your periods every month, your endometrium lining is not shedding. It's becoming thicker by the month, and you become 2.5 times more prone to endometrial cancer. So there are so many disorders that our body becomes more prone to if we do not take care of our hormones balance. Now, most of you must be on these allopathy medicines, metformins, birth control pills, and you'll be like, "Hey, I take my pills, I get my periods. I don't take my pills, I don't get my periods." So, what is the connect? First of all, when you're taking these pills, let's take an example of your hormonal pills, your birth control pills. What are they made of? Well, your ovaries are supposed to produce estrogen and progesterone every single month. Now, when you're taking these hormonal pills, you're making these estrogen and progesterone in your body externally, because these pills are nothing but a combination of these two hormones, which means your ovaries are sitting there confused and saying, "Hey, this body already has a lot of estrogen and progesterone, so I don't have to work." And slowly but surely, your ovaries stop functioning optimally, and your body becomes dependent on these medicines for like from 25 mg to 100 to 75 to 125 and so much more. What else? You are pumping your body with chemicals, right? Which means that there are many, many side effects like nausea, vomiting, sudden weight gain, always feeling irritated are some of the side effects that you're making your body prone to. Please understand, ladies, that if you really had to pop pills, you would be born with a sack of pills attached to you, but you aren't, because your body has all the organs, all the system, and all we need to do is shift to a healthy lifestyle to get our body to function well. Which brings us to what is the root cause of PCOS? Unhealthy lifestyle. Now, it's a huge term. What do you mean by unhealthy lifestyle? I would like to quickly tell you that there are 5 food related root causes, right? So, we've actually specified that there are 5 food related root causes, there are 3 exercise related root causes, there is 1 stress related root cause, and there is 1 sleep related root cause. And when altogether these 10 root causes are taken care of, you reverse your PCOS naturally, without any medication, without any trouble. Let's quickly understand each root cause. And for all the audiences listening today, I would like to give you some tips to do immediately at home, right? So the very first root cause of food, acidity and inflammation. Whatever, see, understand our body is already acidic when you have PCOS. So if you're starting your day with tea, coffee on an empty stomach, you are pushing more acidity in your body. You have a lot of inflammation, which causes constipation, which causes bloating in your system. Increase in male hormones. What are these hormones, ladies? Hormones are nothing but a combination of fat and proteins. So when you're actually eating, you're contributing to the quality of your hormones. So what you eat defines your hormones. If you're eating a lot of processed food, a lot of packaged food, you are contributing to more male hormones in your system. Increase in insulin resistance. If you're eating a lot of high glycemic index food at wrong timings, you're going to make your body more insulin resistant. Lack of micronutrients. That happens because there's a lot of toxicity in our system. Please understand that if you're already eating food which is pumped with pesticide, insecticide, your body is prone to have a lot of toxins in their body. Are you doing regular detoxification? Are you really cleansing your system? No. And that's why even if you're exercising, even if you're eating right, you lack micronutrients in your body because the absorption of the system has reduced to only 20%. So these are the 5 root causes of food. Now, what I want you all to do, even when you're sitting at home, which you can do immediately sitting at home, is one, start eating local. When I say start eating local, what do I mean? Well, you all must be told that olives are really healthy, avocados are superfood, but are they grown locally? I want wherever you are staying, whatever region you're staying in, start eating food of that region because that is going to give you a lot of nutrition. Number 2, I want you to start eating seasonal, which means Mangoes are going to start in the season. Start enjoying that guilt-free. It's all a myth that mangoes make you fat or they are not good for you. Anything which is of that season is supposed to be enjoyed. But if you're going to enjoy the same mangoes in winters, it's not advisable because they have stored it from summer to winter. It has lost all its nutrients. It's being pumped with preservatives, and that's why you're getting no nutrients. So anything which is off the season, start enjoying that more guilt-free. And say no to processed sugar. All the listeners here, guys, processed sugar is equivalent to slow poison. Why? And you can Google this. Processed sugar is as addictive as cocaine. So every time you're eating sugar, you're giving your brain the same chemical reaction that it gets from cocaine, which is of dopamine. So it's extremely important for you to start saying no to sugar because it comes with 70 different names. It's been put, food industry has very smartly added it into a lot of packaged food. And what it does to you is it makes you more and more addictive to this food. It has empty calories, which means it has no nutritional value, and it's just eating your brain cells slowly every single day. And it's socially acceptable. You're having it in the morning, in your tea, in your coffee, in your food. So it's really putting a lot of issues in your body. So start saying no to processed sugar. So these are the 5 root causes of food. Let's move on to exercise. Sedentary lifestyle. If you're not doing any kind of exercise, it's really impacting your cells. Lack of muscle strengthening. And of course, the excess fat that you have above our ovaries. So many of us have said that, hey, everything else is fine, but this fat over my ovaries, that's all. That belly fat is what I want to give. But that all is suffocating our ovaries. So the only simple solution is start moving more. Start getting up more. Now you're house locked, so no problem. Start moving in the house. For every 30 minutes that you sit, just move for a minute and a half. And you will see a huge difference in your chemical reaction because you're going to release a lot of happy hormones. Cause number 3, stress. Stress hormones really creates a lot of havoc in our hormones, right? So this is what I want you to do. All the listeners right now, just raise your hands and give a nice self-hug to yourself. Do it. Gayathri is already smiling, thinking about it. I want you to give a nice 30-second hug to yourself. You know what this hug does? Yes. This magic of hug releases oxytocin, which is a happy hormone. See, we cannot have a stress-free life. No, it's not possible. You're going to have stress, but how do you become stress resilient? Next time you have a stressful situation, just hug your child, hug your husband. If no one is around, just hug yourself. For that moment, release oxytocin, happy hormones. And when you're stable, just sit and think about the solution to your stress. Stress is really underrated when it comes to PCOS, but it really creates a lot of turmoil in our hormones. So please work on that. And cause number 4 is sleep. And I'm not talking about, are you getting 8 hours of sleep? I'm talking about the quality of your sleep, which means it's not the number of hours. Even if you're sleeping for 6 hours, 7 hours, are you getting into your deep REM cycle? Because when you go into the deep REM cycle, that's where the quality hormones are produced. So if you have erratic sleep,
Alfredo with 4 cramps.
Could I request everyone to be on mute, please? So if you're not really getting deep sleep, you're impacting your hormones. So a couple of things that I want you all to do is calendarize your sleep. I know there are days when you'll be out or you'll have a late night, but the days when you're home, make sure you're sleeping at the same time, whether it's 10, 11 or 12. Sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time. Take a warm bath, make your room as dark as possible. And super important, an hour before you sleep, put your gadgets. So no Netflix, no Amazon, no Facebook, an hour before you go to sleep. Why? Because the light that is emitted by laptops and phones is equivalent to the light that the sunlight gives. And your melatonin, a hormone which is supposed to rise in the night to give you deep REM, gets confused, thinks it's daytime, and it makes you more alert. So if you're one of those who lies down and watches Netflix in the night and thinks that Netflix is putting you to sleep, it's actually putting you to sleep, but not in your deep REM cycle. So these are certain solutions that I want you to try at home. A quick review of what the blend of a holistic approach is before I take all the questions that Gayathri has. We at Freedom from PCOS has a panel of experts who've come together. So we have gynecologists, we have psychologists, we have Ayurvedic experts who've come together to create the magic of 5 pillars. These 5 pillars, ladies, are the solution to reverse your PCOS. Now, in our program, which is of 3 months, we make sure that the reversal happens very, very scientifically in an enjoyable way by working on these 5 pillars, which are eat right, move more, sleep better, breathe in awareness, and mind free. We have these 5 pillars through which a lot of women have got results. They have got their periods, they have been able to conceive, and they are living a PCOS free life. On that note, if you all have any questions, I would love to answer those.
Thank you so much, Arti. That was very insightful, very informative. So, guys, any questions on Zoom, you can either put it in the chat, or maybe I'll raise your hand up and we can take your questions. But before that, I've got a question for you, Arti. Just so the symptoms that you were talking are quite common in some of the other body conditions as well. So how do we know for sure that we are suffering from PCOS?
So, like I said, some of the symptoms. The first one is your periods, right? So, learn about your periods. Are you getting your periods every 25 to 38 days? Are you getting good flow, right? So, periods is one sign. All the symptoms that I said, acne, hirsutism, which is facial hair fall, weight gain, mood swings, irritability, if you're feeling tired, if you're not able to sleep well, if you get stressed very fast, are the symptoms. And to make life easy, I have created this 2 minutes test, Gayathri, which anyone can take. And if your score is more than 5 and above, which means you're most likely to have PCOS, because sometimes in sonography, you don't get your cyst identified, and that's why women just ignore their health. And they're tagged as lazy, we are tagged as angry at home, we've been told she's like that only. But no one at home understands that, hey, I'm not like this. My hormones are playing this game inside my body, and that's why I'm lazy. I'm not actually a lazy person. So it's very important for first the woman to understand herself so that the family can extend that support to her.
Right. That's actually an interesting way to look at it. The support from the family is so important, isn't it? And only when you understand it completely, you'll be able to explain it to others and give them an opportunity to understand as well.
Correct.
Yeah. And how likely is PCOS reversible? So what sort of success rates are we looking at when we follow the holistic approach?
100%. So, Gayathri, anyone who follows a healthy lifestyle will 100% reverse PCOS. So, unfortunately, in India, we keep saying it's uncurable, PCOS can only be managed, but it's not true. All the symptoms that your body has, you were not born with PCOS. It's because you had an unhealthy lifestyle, you got PCOS. So the minute you shift into a healthy lifestyle, you will start seeing changes happening in your body and you will reverse slowly but surely. So anywhere between 3 months to 6 months, your PCOS can completely reverse.
Wow, that's very interesting. So we've got a question on Zoom. Who's asking, what's the best way to start exercise if you constantly feel fatigue?
So it's a vicious cycle, right? You feel fatigued because you're not exercising, and you don't exercise because you're feeling fatigued. So let me tell you all the women here. You are going to feel tired. You're going to have a lot of physical pain in the first week, but start enjoying that pain. That means your body is getting towards exercising, right? So the best exercise in PCOS, it has to be a combination of HIIT for your fat loss. It has to be yoga for the strengthening of your reproductive system. And in our 3 months program, we specialize and give medical yoga, which is specifically for women during periods, what asanas they should do. Now, this hygiene industry has told we are equivalent to men and we should exercise, even we have our periods, but it is so not true. We need to understand that, do we move when we are defecating? When we are sitting in a washroom, we are sitting still and we are letting the flow happen. It's the same when it's periods. You're not supposed to exercise when you got your periods. And anyone who tries a lot of cycling or a lot of exercise will see that the flow increases, which is not good. It's not natural, the flow that happens. But because the hygiene industry want more consumption of the pads, etc., they keep promoting that exercise, your equivalent. It has nothing to do with equality when it comes to your period. So choose the exercise which works best. But if you have PCOS, just walking is not going to help you in the kind of strengthening that your body needs.
Yeah, definitely. I need to think about that a little bit more about moving myself. Definitely guilty there. But as you said, it's so true that it's a vicious circle. It has to be addressed. So you were talking about the 5 root causes of food as well, and there is a question from Deepika, who's asking, does going dairy and gluten-free help in any way to reverse PCOS?
Gluten-free and dairy-free. So a great question, Deepika. And absolutely. We need to understand that today in this industry, the dairy industry has become so corrupted. Like every cow, everything that you're getting, animal and animal products are pumped with growth hormones, right? So it is adulterated. It's not like before. Before, we used to have cows at home. They used to feed the calves, and then the milk used to be remaining, and then we used to have it. So today, it's being pumped with growth hormones, and that's why when you're consuming it, you're having more hormonal imbalance in your body. So if you can become dairy free, it's fantastic. If not, if you're someone who wants to have dairy, always go for A2 cow milk. A2 is a kind of protein which is easily digestible by us, and it's the desi cow which gives you A2 cow milk, and it's absolutely available today. It comes at a little expensive than the local milk because it's not adulterated. They are not giving them hormones, and they are absolutely easy to our stomach. So the first thing is great if you can become dairy free. If not, then absolutely go for A2 cow milk and milk products.
That's a great suggestion. Right, so we've got a few more questions. So someone's asking if there are different levels, degrees of seriousness of PCOS. If you have all the symptoms, can this be reversed?
Absolutely, 100% yes. If you have all the symptoms, it can be reversed. If you have one symptom, it can be reversed. There are no degrees of PCOS. Everyone has come with their own version now. There is a new term called lean PCOS. Someone calls you have PCOS which is unidentified. You have PCOS because of X, Y, Z. PCOS is PCOS. There are various symptoms. And why do you have various symptoms? Why is it that one body has hair fall and other body has hair growth, right, Gayathri? So every individual is different, and the male hormones, they choose sensitive area in a woman's body, right? So in some body, now let me give you an example of a hair fall. What happens in that case is the male hormones, they go and they sit on the scalp, the follicles of a scalp hair, and they make them weak, and that's why a woman faces hair fall. Now, all of us, Gayathri, have hair all over our body. Except the palm of our hand and the sole of our feet, all of us have hair. Now, what happens in case of some women who have PCOS, These villus hair, which are transparent and they are not seen, the male hormones, they go and they sit on this hair and convert them into terminal coarse hair. So everybody reacts differently, and that's why the symptoms are different. But the root cause is hormonal imbalance, and that can absolutely be reversed.
So when we say irregular periods is a symptom, is that the case in all the women, or do you think you can have pretty regular periods and still have some effects of PCOS?
Yeah, that's why I said, that's why this test of 2 minutes to understand the body. Some women may have regular periods but still have PCOS. Some women,
Yeah.
so every body will have different reaction, and that's why these are a holistic sign. Surprisingly, some women will only have anger issues and mood swings. And today, young girls, as young as 13, 14-year-olds are suffering from PCOS, but the mothers or the family have tagged them as millennial, and they ignore. So I want all the mommies here, if you have a daughter who's getting into her first menarche, I want you all to understand her body more, give her that support, because as I said, today young girls are getting really, really prone because of the lifestyle to PCOS. And if you can give them a reversal at that age, you're going to give them a beautiful life ahead of them, because this leads to lack of confidence, lack of concentration in studies, a lot of anger, because their body is really going through so much that they are not able to understand, right? So everybody will react differently, guys.
Thank you. So that was my question, but I think Nabita, I think that has answered your question as well, hopefully. Nabanita also asks about fibroids. So can these be naturally cured as well?
So PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, thyroid, are all linked to hormonal imbalance. And a lot of times women ignore symptoms at a young age of PCOS, which leads to fibroids or endometriosis. So the end result is your hormonal imbalance. So when your hormones get balanced, your fibroids, the benign, will start getting lesser. If you have endometriosis, that means you have irregular periods, and they will start getting regular. Your lining will start shedding. So all of this naturally can be reversed once you start working on your lifestyle.
Yeah, and here there's an interesting follow-up question, I suppose, asking if the PCOS symptoms disappear after menopause.
No.
How does
that's a big myth. So if you've been embracing your PCOS when you're 34, 35, thinking, hey, I'm very close to menopause, it will disappear, it doesn't. Please understand what it does to your body. It makes it more prone. If you're not really working on your PCOS, it's getting your body prone to more disorders like endometrial cancer, ovarian cancer, type 2 diabetes. All of this starts happening post menopause. And hello, today the average age of menopause in India is becoming 40. I think when our mothers got menopause at the age of 55, at the age of 60, such unhealthy lifestyle that women are getting today at 38, 39. I have heard women saying at 34, hey, I think I have premenopausal symptoms. If you're getting early menopause, you're aging faster. At the age of 40, you're going to feel like a 55-year-old. And I don't mean by looks, I mean internally, your organs are getting aged fast. So it's very, very important and crucial for us to nail the problem there and not think that if you get menopause, all the problems you will have different problems, and you'll start feeling more tired and more older at that age.
Yeah, periods. I mean, if you have regular periods, the cramps and everything are such a, if I can say, such a nuisance in a woman's life, but they're such a great indication of how healthy you are as well at the same time, isn't it?
So true. And Gayathri, I must tell this, thanks for bringing this point out, that we've been told as children, I was told that pain in period is normal. But guess what? It is not. Pain in period is common, but it is not a sign of a normal period. Yes, you will have little discomfort, but if you're someone who's missing out work 2 3 days, if you're lying down on the bed, if you have to pop maftals after maftals, if you have to take hot water bottle, if you're losing out 3 to 4 days every single month, it is not normal. It means your body is throwing the symptoms and telling you, hey, start taking care. Your hormones are not in balance, and that's why you're having pain during periods.
Yeah, and I think that's the next question I'm reading right now from Samita as well is it's another indication of the range of understanding, I mean, experiences rather of people. So she asks, is it normal to have 3 to 4 periods in a year? What is the minimum number of periods one should be having? And that's actually surprising for me.
That's what is surprising, because a lot of women are told if you're getting 3 to 4 periods a month, that means your menopause is not coming, which means everything is okay. And oh, you're supposed to get 12 periods a month, which means every single month you must get your periods. If you're skipping even 1 month, it's not okay. Why do our gynecologists tell us it's okay? Because when your body, if you're not getting your periods every month, you will have some or the other kind of disorder. You will be put on pills. If you're someone who's not conceived, you will be told, hey, natural conceiving is not possible. Go for IVFs, go for IUD. You're going to spend a lot of money. Then your body will become weaker. You will have fibroids or endometriosis, which means laparoscopy, more surgeries, more medicines. And that's what your body will become. And what we will blame? That nothing happened. I was all okay. I was getting 3 to 4 periods a month. No, you're supposed to get your periods every single month in a cycle of 28 to 35 days. So if your periods are 5 7 days ahead, or if you're getting a cycle which is going 5 to 6 days ahead, it's fine. But if you're skipping months in between, absolutely not normal. We must take our periods seriously.
Yeah. So, yes, I think there was someone asking about superfoods or magic foods. I'm just trying to scroll up. Yeah, Sumita, she asked about uh, if there are any organic food. Does organic food like millets solve PCOS
It
issue?
doesn't solve PCOS, but it definitely solves one of the root causes. So millets are superfood. I don't know why they're called poor man's food, but millets are beautiful. You must incorporate in your diet, and organic is the way to go, because as much organic you will have in your life, you will have lesser pesticides, lesser residue in your food. So absolutely yes.
That's great. I'm gonna steal some millets from my lizard. He loves millets. Um, right. So the next one, any asanas?
So I would not be able to give asanas as such. It's a proper, we do proper power yoga, which is a combination of asanas that needs to be done together. And honestly, I always say this to women, that when it comes to us, Gayatri, we don't have self-worth, self-love. We want to save, not invest on ourselves or just try and error. Please understand that in Google there are tons and tons of information. So how do you know what you're doing is right? You need the right guidance. We went to school to learn when we didn't know math. Similarly, if you have a disorder and you want to go on a journey, take some basic guidance and go on that journey, right? Don't try and error with your health, because this body is something which is going to stay with you till the end. This is your life partner, no one else. So please start loving yourself. Please look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm beautiful. Hey, I love myself. When you do that, you start feeling worthy of yourself. And when you love yourself, everyone in your family will start loving yourself. So don't try just doing experimenting on this body. If you have a disorder, seek the right guidance, go on the right path. So Just don't do these random, experiments on your body.
Yeah. So there's a lot of questions about different diets, food, basically. Someone on Facebook is asking about soya milk and soya-based products. I think you touched on this one when we were talking about dairy-free and gluten-free products. So do you have anything to add, or is there a list of superfoods that people can refer to?
So, see, first of all, I don't believe in diets, right? There is a keto diet, there is Dikshit diet. Somebody says eat every 2 hours, someone says don't eat for 12 hours. I strongly believe that you are what you eat. So, you should not be deprived of food, and you should never eat out of guilt or out of pressure, or stop eating things. There are certain things which are great for your body as a PCOS woman, and the three principles that we function on when we work, the most important that people don't talk about is Jathar Agni, your digestive fire. So it's very, very, very important at what time of the day, what kind of food you're eating, because and it will take another 1 hour of this session, so I'm going to cut it as short as possible. Won't be able to explain you in depth, but your Jathar Agni, your digestive fire, is in sync with the sun. So when the sun is strong, you're supposed to eat heavier meals so that it gets digested. Second is Mithara, eat in moderation. Whatever you eat, you need to eat in moderation, whether it's millets, whether it's gluten, whether it's dairy. And number three is Ritucharya, which is eat local and eat seasonal. If all of you can make these little changes, start eating seasonal, start eating local. Now, how would you know what's local and seasonal in your area? Is simple: go to an organic store. The minute you will go to an organic store, they will only have seasonal and local food. Number two, start eating everything in moderation. And number three is digestive fire, which is very, very important. And also, detoxification of your body is extremely important with all the toxins that we've been eliminating for so many years. And don't buy those pills which are there on Facebook. Eat this pill and you can detoxify your body. You're actually giving more chemicals. It has to be done in a natural way. These are certain tips that I would be able to give in this short span of time.
Yeah. So there are a couple of people asking who have joined late. So guys, this is a live, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be available on Facebook group Inspiring Indian Women. You can go back and watch this video again and ask your questions. But if you've missed the part, I think one of the takeaways is going to be to taking at least for me, is to immediately go and take the 2 minutes test and understand the hormonal imbalance and understand the body. I think that's a good start for everyone. And please go back and watch this video on repeat. There are people who are also asking about the program that can be followed, which will help. And yeah, and I think that there were other questions about the program, Arti, if you want to summarize that.
So, sure, Gayathri. So, we have a 3 month program, which is completely digital, which is online, where we give a dedicated coach to each member who joins our program. And also, we have different experts coming over the weekend, explaining them on the 5 pillars that I spoke about. So, in this 3 months, we focus on the 5 pillars, which is eat right, in which we do 3 different detoxification of the member and teach them everything about food: what, why, how, when, so that they become their own dietitian and they'll never need someone to tell them what to do and when to do. Move more. Every day we have live workout sessions, which is a combination of HIIT for their fat loss, power yoga for the strengthening of their pelvic region, and medical yoga asanas, which are supposed to be done during periods. The third pillar, which is breathing awareness, we teach them breathing exercises, which really make sure that the right amount of oxygen is reaching the pelvic region and they are strengthening their organs so that the right amount of hormones are produced. The fourth pillar is sleep better. So we actually provide them with 5 different audio tracks, which they need to listen before they go to sleep every single night, which enhances their deep REM cycle and they become better in their sleep and they feel energetic and lighter during the day. And the fifth pillar is mind free. Along with a psychologist, we do a lot of hands on activities to make them stress resilient. The beauty is that every member gets a dedicated coach, 2 consultation to understand their complete history of medicine, and they get reminders for each meal, for their workout. Basically, in 3 months, it becomes a complete shift of lifestyle. It's not a treatment, it's a journey which is joyful, which is fun, and which is done as a community of women who are struggling together, right? So they are husbands, they come and they say, hey, my wife is always lazy, she's always angry. And then after a month and a half, they are like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it wasn't her, it was her hormones, and hey, she's a happy soul now and we are having a better relationship. They're able to play with their children more and they're struggling alone, they don't know what's happening. So it's a beautiful journey that all women go through in this program.
Yeah. I think I hope that answered your question, Deepal, about the program. So I just trying to see if I've anything. Hair fall. This is an interesting one, and so someone's talking about why hair fall from scalp. Why does hair fall from scalp but grows thicker in other areas because of PCOS?
That's what I said. The male hormones, they sit on the follicle of this hair and weaken them. But the same male hormones, they sit on the sensitive areas of villus hair, which are the transparent hair, and convert them into the thick hair. So that's how the hormones function. That's how the science behind this is. And once your hormones are in balance, your hair fall stops. The beauty is if you're having hair thinning and hair fall, it stops and you start growing more newer follicles, newer hair in your system.
And I think, am I right to say that when you're trying to fight PCOS, you would concentrate and focus on dealing with the whole issue rather than each symptom individually? Are you muted?
Bang on. So the beauty is that even the niggling, irritating things like constipation or bloating, if someone is facing migraine, when you're actually reversing PCOS, you're actually eliminating all the other symptoms also in your body, which you've never thought as a problem. Like you've thought that, hey, migraine is a part of my life, I'm always going to pop pills, and suddenly you're migraine free. Suddenly you have good bowel movement. The beauty is once your hormones are balanced, your body is going to function best in every single thing. You'll have more energy levels, you'll be more happier, you will have no constipation problem, you will have every symptom reversing, and it's a journey, right? So you don't have to wait for 3 months to see. You will start seeing little changes happening in your body and the results coming forward.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. We've got 8 minutes left, but I think this is an interesting one. Difference between PCOS and PCOD, blue sky.
So when it comes to the symptoms, the reason, which is the unhealthy lifestyle, when it comes to the solution, it's the same. The only difference is PCOS is a deep level. It's a so it has reached your endocrine system, and PCOD is just hormonal imbalance. So it's a little easier to reverse a PCOD, but it takes a little more time to reverse PCOS as it has reached different stages of your endocrine system. But honestly, it's a difference of name. When it comes to the symptoms, the results, the solution, everything remains same, whether it is PCOS or PCOS.
Thank you. Just giving a quick scroll through to see if I've missed anything else. I think we can take one more. There was a question about sulfate levels. There. So DHEA sulfate level is 13.5. What if the DHEA sulfate level is 13.5?
So you would have the normal range along with the DHEA right there, and you will have to see that. It's not giving you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Samida. She did say in brackets that it's too high. I'm assuming she's asking if it's too high, is that a problem or a symptom?
So it's again a hormone, right? And the normal range is given in the bracket of the report. That's where she'll be able to see. I wouldn't at the back of the hand know each hormone in the normal range of that.
Yeah. Can we ever go back from PCOD to normal periods?
Yes, you can, and you will be amazed how you get periods dot every single month. They will be pain-free, and you will still have periods coming every month. And we do period songs in our community. We we have songs around our bleeding, and it's a lot of fun. We celebrate period days just the way you celebrate your birthday. So that's how it is.
Yeah, and I think on that very optimistic note and hopeful note for, I'm sure for many women here who are watching and who will watch on the Facebook group in the coming days, I think, thank you so much, Arti. Is there anything else that you want to sign us off?
No, I just want to thank Rashmi. I want to thank Inspiring Indian Women, all the women who invested this 1 hour for themselves. It's step one towards your health journey. I just want to request all of you to take yourself seriously, put yourself top on priority list, and just take care of your health, because when you are healthier and happier, you will be able to spread that to your family. So that's all.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all the great work that you're doing. And we really wish that you reach that 1 million target very soon and upgrade that number.
Thank you.
Rashmi, do you have anything to say?
I'm completely zapped by all the information. So much is there. And as a mother, I've seen all these issues, especially in my daughter. And it was she who actually enlightened me that, Mom, it happens only when my period comes, and, or the oily, the acne and all. I never thought that this can also be an issue. And she's so much irritated with these small acne thing. And with that, there's not a single cream which we haven't tried. But I didn't know that it would be because of all these diet problems and all. I wish I had met you before, when my daughter was growing up. But anyway, I've learned, and I will definitely be passing on to many other moms that, yeah, this is not to be taken lightly. Thank you so much, Arti, and thank you very much, Gayathri. It was wonderful session, and hope to have some more sessions, because we definitely need to spread the word around. And thank you to all those who have joined us at Inspiring Indian Women. Do keep an eye on the Inspiring Indian Women page. Those who missed, please watch it on IIW page. It is there live, and it's also been recorded. This will be also telecast in one of the subsidiary of AB News, Ajay Bharat News, which is Patna based channel. They have a doctor's channel as well. So the recording will be going there, and the recording will be uploaded on YouTube, IIW YouTube as well. So plenty of time for you to scroll through and watch the entire episode. Thanks once again. So don't forget, everybody, be part of the Inspiring Indian Women this weekend, 17th and 18th, because we are going to have interview with some of the ladies who can say proudly, I did it. Why? Because they went through COVID, they went through a lot of issues financially and health issues, and they came out of it. So we're going to learn some inspiring stories from their mouth on 17th and 18th. Nilanjana is the host on the 17th, and Deepthi is the host on the 18th. So this will be 6 p.m. UK time. So don't forget to be there. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you so
Thank you.
much. Bye.